Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy the show. Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon de Rosa, your host, and of course we're down here at Quirky Mind Studio. That is where we film our show every week, and we have quite a few guests coming on. Today we have Johnny Venokor. I'm probably pronouncing it a little wrong. You said it was a Russian name.
Correct.
So Venokor?
Well, you have to dance when you say it. Do you know a Russian dance?
Yeah, are you
This
kidding?
is what I'm saying.
Oh, where can it go? Oh, right, he's already... I don't even know this guy.
But
We're already dancing.
I believe the great moments are when you don't know.
Well, I think they're the greatest moments when you don't know, and then I also think the greatest moments are when you find out who they are.
Oh, yes.
I love finding out who people are.
Oh,
I
yes.
love to sort of delve into what they do. Like you said, your family are from Russia,
Right.
But you were born here, probably.
Well, grandparents Russian, father from Brooklyn, mother from Boston.
Oh, what a lovely mixture.
This is it, I'm telling you.
And this makes Johnny.
This makes Johnny.
And this is what came out.
It's true, it's true.
Johnny is
Yes.
actually in Vegas. He actually is doing a talk show. He's a talk show host. It sounds like he's a talk show host in the streets.
Yeah, the streets.
Kind of.
Well, the streets definitely have something
Vegas,
to do with it.
Today.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, Boston.
Boston, I hope, because I love it. Have you ever been to Boston?
My husband was from Boston.
Where? What part?
He was Winchester.
Oh, I know Winchester, of course.
You do?
I went to college in
Do
Boston.
you ever remember the Green Parrot?
Ooh, it's familiar.
The Green Parrot was
Yeah.
a restaurant his father owned.
Where?
Very well known. Arlington.
Okay, I know Arlington, yeah.
I think it was Arlington High Street. Wow, I think he's testing me in my memory.
No, I do
But
truly
I love Boston.
I love Boston.
First thing my husband wanted to do when I first met him, he wanted to take me to Boston because he said Boston is just like England. So I go to Boston, and it's really nothing like England
yeah.
at all. It's just they have a couple of statues, and the colleges, which we
Well,
have a couple too. But
yeah, although I'm in New York, 4 hours away is Boston, and
Boston,
yeah, and
park the car.
They don't. I like that you did the park the car. This and the other word they say is it's wicked. Everybody said that's wicked.
Oh, that's
wicked.
wicked.
And
That's definitely an English terminology.
okay, well that's why
That's why they said it.
That's
So they
why
have to
they
be
said it.
part. Boston has to be a part of England because it's
Well,
Boston.
there's a lot of charm of Boston because they do hold on to things. They don't knock them down like they do in New York. In New York City, you have to look around to find that something that's been
You
there
have to
for a
make
long
sure
time.
you see it before it's knocked down.
Oh, and this is what I do. This is what I've been doing all my life.
So you've been doing all your life. You've been going to different towns and different cities and interviewing people. Is that your forte?
Well, you know what? I was doing a series on VH1 for several years called Scott Baio, who's 45 and single, who's a close friend of mine, and I produced the series. And
Not the Scott Baio.
The Scott Baio. Yeah.
Oh, is he still single?
No.
Oh,
In fact, his beautiful wife, and he has a child that's growing and growing, and
I hope.
And he's been a wonderful friend for me. The family was like
Yeah.
my second family here.
Yeah.
And he actually approached me and said, "Johnny, we're going to do this show." I said, "Yeah."
Awesome.
Had me meet the producers, and boom, it was in. What is great about Scott, because he's such a seasoned performer,
Yeah.
is that when the network, VH1, approached him as I was sitting next, they said, Johnny is kind of taking the shine from you, Scott. What's going on?
Don't have that on.
Scott turned around and said, what he really was doing, he said, well, then I'm doing my job.
Yes.
And that's what this kid from Brooklyn said. Because he's not just a kid from Brooklyn, he's a producer, and he's a writer, and he's
Yes.
a creator, and so forth. And we just clicked when we met, and we've been friends for many
Isn't
moons.
that wonderful?
And the show.
So what other celebrities do you know?
I mean, Charlie Sheen, Faith Ford. Remember Murphy Brown? Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Faith is a very close friend of mine. She played Corky. I don't know if you remember that show. It's a
I
hit
don't,
series.
because I was not here at that time.
Well, listen. Why? Why were you not here?
Because I was in England.
What did I know? Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
but wait, how long have
actually-
you been here?
Long enough. No. So bad. No, not long enough. But Vegas, I love Vegas. It's different.
Yes.
I love America. I think America's is a freedom. England is wonderful. I like England for a couple of weeks, and then I like to come back.
Right.
You get used to sort of. And I lived in Miami, so I know Miami
So
quite
you know
well.
Miami well.
Yes, that's.
Faith is someone who's a girlfriend of mine, and we've stayed friends forever.
Are you married now?
I'm single now. But I do call my ex-wife every once in a while.
Why?
We're
Just
good
to make
friends.
oh.
Just to make sure she's there and she's
okay.
She's getting paid. I'm
And you
joking.
have children?
I don't.
You don't have
Isn't that
children?
terrible?
I don't have children either.
That's okay. We can talk.
No. I've got lots of kids I know,
You do.
and then I've got lots of nephews and nieces.
Same with
and
me. Same with
all
me.
that.
Same
So
with me.
you know.
And once in a while, I get a call from the distance. Go, Johnny, I think we got to talk.
Yeah,
Because
let's
I have,
talk. So you have brothers and sisters.
I
I'm
have
trying to
brothers,
find-
sisters, and you make me. I'm just trying to be real. My sister's in Florida.
Your sister's in
Correct.
Florida, and just a sister.
Correct.
That's it. So it's brother
That's
and
it.
sister. Awesome.
Right.
And so where are you living now? You seem to be all over the place.
I have a property out in Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
And I also have one here in Los Angeles.
This is not Los Angeles. You're in Vegas.
Did I say here?
Yeah, you said Los Angeles.
Please, I'm begging you,
We
correct me when I make.
I'm definitely going to
No,
correct
do it.
you.
I want you to.
I'm going to correct you because this is Las Vegas.
Already?
My show's in Vegas, and you talk about Los Angeles.
But don't you love Los Angeles?
I lived in Los Angeles many years. Lived in Bel Air.
Oh, I love Bel Air. It's
Yeah, I had a beautiful big
stunning,
home in
stunning.
Bel Air. Then I lived on Mount Harlem, which
Oh,
was
God.
also just as beautiful.
Yes, gorgeous also. I'm trying to remember some, but it'll come to me. You know, a lot of my performance, I worked with John Voight not that long ago.
Oh, John.
One of the most
There's a
charming...
story about
right?
John Voight.
What the most charming guys
I'm
you
in
want to meet?
Mateo's.
What?
I'm in Mateo's on Westwood Boulevard
Sure.
in this great big round table with my husband and my stepdaughter and a couple of other people. John Voight is sitting next to me, and we're chit-chatting and everything's wonderful and we're having a lovely time. And then I turned around to him and the whole table went silent. And I said, "What do you do?" How embarrassing. And of course, Timmy, my stepdaughter, was her friend, and she's like, "Mom, why did you do that?"
That's great.
I didn't know.
That's
I
great.
didn't know. So,
You know-
no, but he laughed. He looked at me because we were having such a great conversation, which was very natural and very normal, which is probably something he liked, because I didn't know who he was. And he's a lovely man. He's a super
his
guy.
reputation is he loves performers.
Yes.
For real, no bull.
Yeah.
When he showed up to the set of Ray Donovan, which is a hit show that I worked on Showtime, he said to the director who owns the show, Hollander, he said, "David, let's let Johnny go. Let him go." Meaning, give him
freedom to say
even
what
though
he
we have a
wants.
script,
Yes.
give him free rein.
Forget the script,
And
let him
Hollander, and he's the only one that won the award, Mr. Voight. Voight called me once. He says, "Johnny, I'm going out to Miami. It's me, Bo Derek, and it would be you. Why don't you
Bo
come out? We're
Derek.
promoting Rudy Giuliani." It was a while
Rudy.
back. I think it was, it was the
From New
convention.
York.
Yeah. And I couldn't go because I was shooting a show. I thought he was calling me to hire me, but I worked with him several times. I know I don't know if you know
Who's
Stephen.
been the favourite person you've really worked with that you really sort of like, wow, this is it, and I love this? There's probably quite a few, but
Well,
there's got to
there-
be one.
Well, I guess there's many, but I'm going to tell you, John Voight's up there.
John Voight.
Because, listen, one of the films I watched as a kid was Midnight Cowboy. If you've ever seen it, it's, and I looked at that and I, geez, that's, between Hoffman and him, it was genius. Everybody was,
Everybody
was
was
great.
crazy over
Oh,
that. Yeah,
but,
that's a great
but,
film.
Voight looked at me when we were shooting the show
Yeah.
off of Hollywood Boulevard, and he said, and he was thinking about me, and I'm about to his waistline, and he was thinking of what he did with Dustin Hoffman, which is one of my favorite films, that got me interested in this business, And so there we were on John's word
So-
with the
so-
cameras
so-
on Hollywood Boulevard, doing the famous walk that he did
So
with Dustin
John
Hoffman.
Voight got you into the business then? kind
No,
of.
no, I was in before the Voight experience. But listen, Voight, I love amazing performers, and Voight is one of the best out there. There were many.
Oh, he's
but
and the different the different performances he does.
Oh.
I mean, he gets himself into character and it's absolutely
can
amazing.
transform himself into
Yes,
everything. As an actor should study him because he shows up to the set like he just got out of class.
Yeah.
He's got to be, I don't know, but he shows up to the class like he just got out of.
So where are you going now? Where is you? You've done all this. You've met all these film stars. You've done extremely well. I mean, I didn't realize that you're very famous.
By the way,
John.
another one I worked with not that long ago was Forrest Whitaker.
Oh,
I don't know if you know him.
Whitaker, sure.
But what have you ever seen with Forrest Whitaker that you just didn't absolutely
Forrest
fall in love with?
Whitaker has his own way of acting, and he's his own person. And I don't care what part he plays; it's always Forrest Whitaker. He just has that wonderful way about him. He seems to roll into a part like he owns it.
Yes.
But he does. He takes it on and he owns it. That to me, and John Voight, that's a true actor.
Absolutely.
When they do things like, I hate to say it, they're like the old actors, the old actors that really that never got paid, by the way. But they all took their work very seriously.
Correct.
All did it beautifully, and there's very few of them left now. But John Whitaker's one of them. He's just great, just wonderful. So where are you going now? What are you up to? You're on Vegas Boulevard interviewing strangers.
Right, and
why?
I have so much fun with that. I'll tell you. Listen, I started in my life running restaurants. I was working as an actor in New York, but one thing I always loved, and that was working with people I don't know.
Oh.
And finding out
who they are.
Yes. And
I
became brilliant on it because after the Bayo series, I went out and did a series. A group was around me, and it was amazing where people, like, I would meet a tow truck driver, and we were filming. All of a sudden, the camera disappeared, and I asked the tow truck driver at 2 a.m. in the morning, "Listen, not that you stop by, I've got a few things I want to try on. Can you just give me your input? I got to get to a show early in the morning." And there he was critiquing my I was going to say wonderfulness. That's a new series, by the way, on MTV.
Wonderfulness.
Wonderfulness.
What an odd word to say.
And I am an odd man, but it's
Odd
amazing.
couple.
Yes, and we are the odd couple right now.
Oh yes.
But it's amazing what comes from people when they talk the truth. And
I think it's better when they don't talk the truth because you know they're lying. I know exactly when people are lying, when they look at you and they've got this funny, weird look on their face and they're trying to make it work, and you're like, okay, keep going.
I think
embarrass yourself.
Oh yes, and I love to embarrass myself. But even with Scott Baio, he brought me in because he knew we had a history.
Yes.
We have a history, a friendship history.
Yes.
Now that translated it onto the screen, and boom, it became a number one series on VH1.
So now, getting back to what you're doing now, who are you doing this for? Are you doing this for yourself? Are you putting your own talk show together, or what are you doing?
Well, right now there are numerous networks like Netflix that is interested in doing a show with me. I got hired recently to do a show called I Think You Should Leave. It's a Netflix sketch comedy series with all the guys from Saturday Night Live. So I get to be funny on that show, upcoming.
Okay.
So them and Amazon Prime and several of the others, Peacock and Paramount Plus, want to see Johnny Venokor in action.
Yeah.
So then the idea was created. Well, I'm going to leave Hollywood, and I'm gonna come out to where else but the capital of entertainment, right?
Of the world.
Why not go here? And so that's where I ended up.
You've moved here.
Well, yes, part time.
Yeah.
But it is a reality-based talk show, so we get to follow this.
So you mean I got competition?
What's that?
I have competition.
No, never competition. No.
He's right.
Do
you know there's never
competition?
Do you know there's never competition on a talk show? Never, because each person that has a talk show is totally different. I mean, the number one, they got to be English. Number two, they got to get this voice. You've got to get this voice.
Do you remember guys like David Susskind?
Oh yeah.
And Dick
David
Cavett?
Susskind.
Yeah,
oh.
I know. My mother was friendly with his mother.
Dick Cavett
is the best.
Dick Cavett was the greatest person on show. He was petrified before he ever went on set.
I believe it.
He was petrified, he was nervous, he was insecure, he had all these things behind the scenes, and yet he hit that stage. And he was like and it was like a light going on. He was amazing.
Did you hear the story about, and who I've met and worked with many times, Dick Van Dyke? Did you know that Dick Van Dyke, who was he could singer, dancer, you name it.
He's just on the spot.
Yeah, but
comedian.
Here's what happened. He used to drink a little bit before he'd go on stage.
He used to drink a lot.
No, but listen,
actually.
he did. But the minute the
camera's rolling,
boom, you never know.
Yeah.
And one of the person that I met, many, Lauren Bacall. I met her, she comes out, she's drinking all night. So she comes out, the cameras start rolling.
You're getting secrets.
No, listen,
Are you sure these people don't mind you telling people?
No. The cameras start rolling. And she...
Sober, yes. Yeah.
Like you would never. I just remember I was a little kid across the street from my father's.
That's a true actress, though, because they
without
know
a
what
doubt.
they're doing. They know where they're going.
Oh, without a doubt.
So do you have any parts coming up? Do you have any movies coming up?
Well, we're working on that right now. It looks like I might have some participation in the Ray Donovan the movie series.
Oh,
the
wonderful.
movie Ray Donovan the movie. But I do want to tell you something in it because I cut my own self off. And the show is called Johnny Venokor Plus One.
Okay.
And the reason we came up with that title, because many years of my life, I would go and they'd say, how many, Johnny? I go, Johnny Venokor Plus One. Is your plus one with you? I said, no, just put it down. It looks good. But
so they're always looking for the plus one.
Always looking for the plus one, right?
It never turns up.
It never turns up. You know, I hung out with Elvis, the Ultimate, recently, and he wasn't very friendly. But when I got done with him, and I fixed his collar, I fixed the other side. For real, this is real. All of a sudden, he was putty in my hand. What can I do? Anything. But people are like that in general. The journey is me.
I think it's because you like people.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Okay.
And the journey is Johnny reclaiming his fame.
Yes.
And so that's the
So you're reclaiming your fame
Correct.
now.
Correct.
So you kind of went out of it a little bit?
A little bit.
Why? What made you, or why did you go out of it?
I liked Miami too much.
Oh.
And I enjoyed it, you know.
You know, I did a movie in Miami
Did
when
you?
I first came.
Really?
With Rita Hayworth.
Oh my gosh.
And I
Very
believe
nice.
it was her last movie, and it was called The Grove.
Oh wow.
Bill Griffey was the director, producer. I don't know what happened to the movie. I never saw it, but I think it was her last movie she did, because you know she had Alzheimer's.
Right.
Well, she had Alzheimer's apparently when she was like 21, 22.
Oh wow.
Yep, she had
Did
it.
not know that.
No, apparently that is, quote unquote.
That is a cruel disease.
It must
oh
be.
my
It
God.
must be awful,
My
but-
friend's young brother shows up to San Francisco, comes in the house and goes, wow, nice what you did. He's already been there and he's seen the
You've been
place.
there,
And that
yeah.
was early on.
Yeah.
But life goes on. I always find a good place.
So you've come back to Vegas
Right, to reclaim my
focus-
fame.
To reclaim your fame, but you do find it a good place to do that.
I do find it a great place,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've been interviewing and getting friendly with a lot of the comedians.
Well, you got friendly with me.
Oh yeah, no, this will be a forever friendship.
Yes,
I know,
absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
It will be.
Sweet.
It will
That's
be.
so sweet.
Later on, she'll even go. Yeah, that's what he thinks. Where's my watch? But I'm
What
getting.
time
Do you
is
want
it?
to? I'm getting to meet such amazing performers. And
Oh, you will in Vegas.
and they're
The
giving me
performers are beautiful.
life's lessons.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Because
Because it's very difficult in Vegas at the moment.
Brian
Very
Byrne
difficult.
recently. I'll be meeting Copperfield. A lot of these illusionists, comedians, some I haven't met, and some I know, and so forth. And everybody's willing to.
Yeah,
No, you know what's funny? I got to tell you this. One uniform thing they all do, which it's kind of sweet. I go, well, what got you into the business? They not only tell me what got them into the business, it's their great passion. They're well into their years right now, but it's like they just literally became passionate about their and they show the pictures. They have the pictures when they started, and there was something that started them.
Absolutely.
And each
Well,
one
there's
has
always
that
something
story.
that starts something. There's always that little thread. But Johnny,
Yeah.
obviously you're known for talking. Do you
Yeah.
ever stop talking?
Do you know who Danny
He hasn't
Bonaducci is?
stopped
Do you
talking.
know who Danny
He
Bonaducci is?
arrived about, and in fact, I've got a friend of his sitting right here, and he's saying no, he never stopped.
No, but Danny-
blah, 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 blah.
97.1. I got a gig there to do some radio and so forth. So Danny Bonaducci, I don't know if you know who he is, Danny Bonaducci, made a great living at being on the radio for all hours of the night and morning. But I said he once left me there in the room.
He
I
forgot
says,
about
wait,
you?
no. I said, Danny, what are you doing? He says, Johnny, if all goes right, one thing I know, you'll talk. And he was right. And I had so much
and you've
fun.
never stopped since.
Never.
Isn't that
I had
wonderful? It's what you call the gift of the gab.
But, you know,
So that's why it's a
but isn't
talk
that
show
brilliant?
host.
But isn't that
I
brilliant?
think it's brilliant. How can anybody reach you?
Well,
How can they get hold of you?
well,
to
the
book you for
Instagram
whatever?
is Crashing Johnny V, and the show has its own site, which is called Johnny Venokor Plus One, and so
Johnny Venokor plus one.
Plus
Don't you
one.
forget that.
Don't you ever
Don't you
forget.
ever forget that. Johnny Venokor plus one.
And the way you say it,
You like it?
I can't even tell you. I mean, I hope I'm not being out of the way, but Yes, very
Well,
nice.
you won't be the first one.
And I will not
Put it that way.
and that will be, it won't be the last.
He's great. Absolutely
Yep.
love Johnny. Absolutely amazing. So don't forget, check him out. He's you knew in Vegas back. How long have you been here back here? About a year, 2 years, what?
No, back here is very recent.
Very recent.
Yes.
So he's back here very recent. So don't forget his name. Don't forget the number 1. And we shall be right back with our next guest. But before I leave, don't forget to go to YouTube and to sign and become one of our members. You take care.